Hello everyone and welcome to Sale-a-Bration Sunday. Sale-a-Bration Sunday is a series of Sundays where every Sunday we are going to feature a new and amazing product in our Sale-a-Bration brochure. If you are not familiar with Sale-a-Bration, these products are only available to earn free with a qualifying purchase. Today we are working on or showcasing these two items, the counting sheep stamp set and the sheep dies. You have to earn these individually. You earn the sheep stamp set with a $50 order and you earn the sheep dies with a $50 order. If you spend $100, you can earn them both for free. Okay, before we get started, my name is Ruth Thornton. I am with Ruth's Stamping Corner, and I'm so glad you're going to join me on Sale-a-Bration Sunday. So if you missed last week, make sure to check my YouTube channel or scroll down my Facebook page and find it. Before we get to today's project featuring those adorable sheep, let's just talk about a couple of things while we wait for people to join. The Haunts and Harvest Paper Pumpkin Kit, we are already subscribing for September's Paper Pumpkin. This is going to be a kit that creates 12 treat boxes. Of course, comes with a stamp set and a Stampin' Spot. And I mean, it just sounds like a lot of fun because it's going to be super cute. So if you are looking to make some fall or Halloween treats for maybe coworkers or class treats, you might want to pick this up. If you know you need to make more than 12, you might want to add an extra kit to your subscription, maybe 2 extra kits, depending on how many you need to make. But I think this is going to be a really cute box. It's coming in another exclusive box, so I can't wait. I am waiting on my August Paper Pumpkin. That one has already shipped, so as soon as that arrives, I will go live to share it with you guys here in this group. All right, guys, celebrations. We already kind of talked about a little bit. You can earn products with a $50 purchase or $100 purchase, depending on which product you want. Now, we are working with the Counting Sheep stamp set and the sheep dies. Now, I do want to tell you guys that the sheep dies are available only while supplies last. Now, I don't know what that means. I don't know how much supply they have or if they will run out or when they will run out. But if the sheep dies are on your must-have list, I would make sure to grab these sooner than later. And make sure you go through the whole Sale-a-Bration catalog and just kind of prioritize what products you want, because lots of products are available while supplies last. The Bedazzling paper that we used last week, that's available while supplies last. And then also the Summer Shadows dies, it's available while supplies last. So if these are products that you want, make sure you grab them while you can. Now, if you don't want to place an order during Sale-a-Bration, but you want to take advantage of Sale-a-Bration perks, you can always join my team. Joining is easy, it's fun. It doesn't mean you have to sell. You can just be your own best customer, as most of us probably are. It means that you're going to get a discount. And when you join during Sale-a-Bration, you get to choose one of these 12 bundles for free. These 12 bundles are all featured in the new holiday catalog, and you can pick one of these for free. The starter kit is $99. You get to choose 125 product, and that can be anything. That can be anything from the annual catalog, from the Sale-a-Bration catalog, or not from the Sale-a-Bration, no, I'm sorry, from the holiday catalog, annual, holiday, clearance rack. It can be anything you want. So you're going to choose 125 in product for $99. You're going to get to choose one of these bundles for free. You're also going to get free shipping on it. You're going to get a free paper pumpkin, and you're going to get lots of other goodies in your starter kit. So it's a fantastic deal. Remember, there's no obligation to sell. You can just join my amazing team where we have a lot of fun. I actually have a team event coming up at the end of the month with them, and I am super excited. I'm always welcoming new people to my team. I'd love to welcome you. All right, if you do want to place an order, head to my online store, use this house code this month. All orders receive a PDF with 3 exclusive projects. If your order is over $50 more, which I hope it is because you'll want to take advantage of Sale-a-Bration, you're going to get a make and take kit mailed to you for free with that coordinates with that PDF kit. I hope that makes sense. So you're going to get the free PDF emailed to you, and then you'll get a make and take kit that coordinates with the PDF. So you'll make those projects in the PDF. All right. I'm sure that was clear as mud. Okay, guys, here's what we are making today. Isn't this the cutest little project? Now, I do want to disclose that I wanted the greeting on here to say something like "shoot for the stars" or "you're a star." I couldn't find exactly what I wanted in my stamp sets, and I was gonna print it out on my computer, just print it out on some white cardstock. Yeah, my computer was not playing nice when I made this project, so I said, you know what, we're just gonna go with a different greeting. But if you wanted to recreate this project, I would maybe go for something like that. Shoot for the stars, you're a star. a greeting like that, because I think that that really coordinates well with what's in our little box here. So let me show you. So our lid just pops open like this, and we have some pencils for back to school. So these are just super cute, colorful pencils that fit in this little box perfectly. And then we have our little sheep on there. So I think this is a super cute gift. This could be for a teacher or maybe just a student going back to school, needs a little bit of extra encouragement. It's been a while since our kids have been, you know, in school learning. So I'm using this greeting, and that greeting is from the Joyful Life stamp set. This is in our holiday catalog. But again, my original choice would be something like Shoot for the Stars, You're a Star, Reach the Stars, something along those lines. I think that would be really cute. So let's make our little box here. Okay, so I am going to start with a piece of Night of Navy cardstock that is 3 3/4 by 7 7/8. Let me get my Simply scored out. And we are going to score on the 7 7/8 inch side at 3/8. So let me use the right tip. So 3/8. And then we're going to turn it on the 3 3/4 inch side. Pull this down. 3 3/4 inch side. And we're going to score it at 1 1/4, 1 5/8, 2 7/8, and 3 1/4. Now don't worry about writing all of these measurements down. They are all in the video description, or they will be on my blog later today as soon as I can get this video uploaded. Okay, so that is kind of the base of our box. Now we do need a separate piece for the lid. So this piece is 1 1/4 by 5. And for the lid, we're going to score it at 1 and 1 3/8. Okay, so those are our two pieces of cardstock there. We put our Simply Scored away. We're going to do a little bit of burnishing and trimming, and then we're going to fancy up our box a little bit. And we're going to have to set it aside to dry. So for the lid, just scoring on those score lines. That's going to be our lid. And then just to trim our lid a little bit, I'm just going to shave off just a little bit on each of this panel. So there's a smaller 1-inch panel, and then there's a longer panel. So I'm just shaving off just a little bit on each side. And that'll just ensure it goes together really easily. Okay, so we're going to set that one aside. For the box, this is actually super easy to put together. Just fold on all those score lines. And one more down here. Now we have this 1/2 inch panel over here. We're just going to take out this little rectangle piece down here. I'm just going to kind of cut that out just like that. I'm just going to notch in the top just a little bit here, not too much. And then we're just going to cut these little tabs. And I'm going to do this at an angle and cut straight up the rectangle. So we're just notching in just a tiny bit on those little square tabs. And they are tiny. They are only 3/8 of an inch. But they are, just want to notch in on those just a little bit, and it'll make your card go together, or your box go together so much easier. Okay, did I get all the pieces out? Oh. Okay, we are going to fancy up our box now. So before we adhere it together, before we do anything, we are going to, where'd my original? We're going to splatter it. You guys, there's lots of splatter on here. I wanted this to look kind of like a night sky. So to do that, I'm going to grab some grid paper. This is just our Stamparatus grid paper. Why can't I pull this out? It's been one of those mornings already, guys. It's only 9 o'clock here, but it's been one of those mornings. Okay, this one's going to be a little small, but we're going to make it work. So I'm going to put this on grid paper just to protect my work surface, and I'm going to grab some of our white ink refill. And I'm just going to put a little dot of that onto a block. Doesn't matter what block. And it's a little bit. It's not a lot. I'm going to take one of our aqua painters, and I'm just going to squeeze a little bit of water onto that. I'm going to just kind of water that down a little bit. And I'm going to use my my water painter and my lid. And I'm just going to kind of splatter this onto my white, or my Night of Navy here. Now we want to do this first because this is going to take a little bit longer to dry. The white ink just takes a little bit longer to dry. It's it's a pigment ink, so it just takes a little bit longer. All right, I'm just gonna add a little bit more water so we can, there we go. I'm getting it all over my desk. The grit paper is supposed to prevent that, and if I grabbed a bigger piece of grit paper, probably would have. Okay, I'm not gonna go too crazy. I'm gonna just set that aside. Now to clean off your block, you're just gonna get a baby wipe, clean that off, and you can do the same thing with your water painter. Just grab a baby wipe. I'm gonna set these aside. I'm gonna clean them off after Facebook Live. Okay, I'm gonna set this aside to dry as well. So let me move this, set that aside to dry, and hopefully we won't get any white on anything. All right, now for our little sheep, let me bring back in our little box. We're gonna stamp our little sheep. I just have a scrap piece of white here. I'm gonna use my Memento black, and I'm going to stamp our little sheep. We're going to color him with some Stampin' Blends. I'm just going to set the little sheep aside, and while we have our ink out, we're going to stamp our greeting. So I have already die cut a stitched rectangle, and we're just going to stamp it on the very, very bottom. So I'm just going to try to line this up, fit this in there. Again, if you were actually printing a greeting, or if you had a different greeting, you might want to print it first and then just die cut right around it. So this step might be, you might not need the stamping step. Okay, so we're going to set this aside. We're actually going to add a lot of color to this in just a minute. So we're going to set this aside. We are going to work on our little sheep. We're going to color that with some Stampin' Blends. So I have Smoky Slate, Petal Pink, and then our color lifter. So let's start with our Smoky Slate. So I'm going to use my Smoky Slate Light, and I'm just going to color where the artist has put in these little highlights for his wool. Just kind of color around there, and then just around some of the little edges, little outside edges where it would be just naturally a little darker around his legs, around his face. Okay, then we're just going to come in with our color lifter, and I'm just going to kind of soften all of those lines. We don't want to color our sheep gray. We just want to kind of add some shading and shadow to him. So just soften up those harsh lines with the color lifter. And if once it's dry, you can go back if you need to add more color, or if you need to go back in with the color lifter. If you still think it's a little harsh, you can always go back in or add more color. All right, with our Smoky Slate Dark, we're gonna go in and just, oh, I'm gonna use this side. Okay, hold on, I'm having technical difficulties with my marker. My lid won't come off, I don't know what happened. We're gonna use Gray Granite Dark because it's similar enough. And my lid won't come off, so you wanna just color this with your Smoky Slate Dark, just his little hooves. Okay, there we go. And finally for his face, we're gonna start with Petal Pink Dark. And just anywhere that the wool kind of overlaps, the edge of his face, the edge of his legs, the edge of his ear here, we're just gonna go in with the dark. And then to fill it in, I'm just gonna use my light. Oh my goodness, you guys, I'm having so much trouble with my marker lids. Holy cow. And then I'm just gonna blend out that dark with the light. And his the front of his face is gonna be the lightest, and then the ends of his ears and feet will be the lightest as well. So just kind of blend that out. Okay. So there is our little sheep. Put all my markers off to the side. Okay, so there's our sheep. So we're gonna go ahead and cut him out with the dies. So again, these are Sale-a-Bration products you can earn for free. We're using this Counting Sheep stamp set. I mean, you could definitely use the You're Amazing greeting on here too. I think that would be just fine. You're gonna use the dies. So let me grab that die. Is it the wrong one? Let me see. I think that's the wrong one. This is the one we want, the little jumping one. I got the dancing one out. These dies are so amazing. There's clouds, there's a little sun, there's balloons. So cute. And then of course this the little fence. Super cute. Okay, so let's line up our sheep. And we're gonna give him a quick run through the mini cut and emboss. I love this machine. This is one of those must-haves. Keep it on your desk in your craft room. This will just run right through. And fold that back up. It has a tiny little footprint on your desk, so you can just keep it on your desk and pull it out whenever you need it. There's our little sheep, so cute. All right, let's clear some of this out of the way. And we're going to bring back in some grid paper. Let me grab another piece of grid paper. We're going to work on our little background here for our sheep on that stitch rectangle. So let me grab another piece of grid paper. We're going to bring back in our little rectangle. And I wanted to add a background. I didn't want it to be white. I wanted to make it kind of an ombre light to dark kind of situation here. So we're going to use some balmy blue ink and a blending brush. I'm going to open that up. And I'm going to get this nice and inked up. And I'm going to start at the top. I want the bottom to be the lightest. So I'm going to start at the top. And I'm going to start on my grid paper. That harsh line you just want to kind of tap off. And I'm just going to work in a circular motion all the way down to the bottom of my card. And I'm just going to keep doing that all the way down. I want the top to be much darker. So I'm really going to concentrate a lot of ink up there. This just takes a minute. Ink blending is completely worth it, but depending on the look, it may take just a minute or two to really get the look that you're going for. Get a little bit more color down here. I want that top just a little bit darker. So we're going to go in, really concentrate a lot of that color on the top, and work it down. Circular motions give a nice ink blending look. All right, I think that's good. Isn't that cool? So you have a nice little ombre look. I love the brushes. They are so much fun. Okay, so that's it. Now, if you only have a couple of brushes, you can rinse this out, let it dry, and then you can use it in another color. I actually have one brush dedicated for all my blues, all my reds, all my oranges, so you can always do that too. And I don't ever clean them. I just kind of wipe them on some grid paper until it looks like the color's mostly off, and then I can use it in a different blue, and I don't really worry about cleaning it. All right, so there is our greeting piece. Now, I've already die cut a few things, and I've die cut these out of our ombre specialty paper. So I've die cut a couple of the clouds. These are from those sheep dies. And then I've die cut a whole bunch of stars, and these are from the Give It a Whirl dies. These are in the annual catalog. The Give It a Whirl dies don't necessarily coordinate with a specific stamp set, but they have amazing little elements like stars and hearts. They have different clouds. They are just one of those little hidden gems in the catalog that you want to make sure you add to your list because there's so many good little pieces in there. Okay, so let's just start assembling our little piece here. So we're going to actually start with our sheep, and I'm going to use dimensionals for that. Let me grab some. So his little behind is going to hang off. So I'm only going to put some dimensionals on his head and then the middle of his back. He's just going to jump over just like that. Now for the clouds, this cloud, the right side is going to hang off. That's just going to kind of slide right under him. So just make sure you don't put glue behind the parts that are going to hang off. Slide that over a little bit. I don't want it to hang off too much. Okay. And the same thing with this one. The left side's going to hang off, so just a little bit of glue. I'm using Tombow, but you can use any glue you want. You can use glue dots. You can even die cut these with the adhesive sheets, and the backings will be already on it. Now for the stars, I'm using one of the big ones. I'm just going to stick it behind this cloud before it completely dries. Just like that. And I'm going to do the same with one of the other big stars. Down here on the bottom, just kind of slide it under. And then I'm just going to add some dots of glue for some of our other stars. Put one here. I might take your pick tool for these little tiny ones. Drop one there and there, and we have one more star, and we're actually going to put that on our box itself. So I'm going to set this aside to dry. We're going to go back to our box. Hopefully it's all dry now. Might take your pick tool. Move that stuff out of the way. Okay. Now if you need to speed up your drying process, you can always use a heat tool. We're just gonna go with it, and hopefully we don't make a big mess. Now before we put this together, I do want to make a little opening here so that you can see that they're pencils. And I didn't grab that punch. It took me 2 seconds. Let me just grab it. Okay, so we are using the tailored tag punch. And all I'm going to do, we have this middle section here. That is the section we want punched out. And all I'm going to do is just line up these little score lines. I'm not going to go all the way down. I'm just going to line up the score lines just right in between. We're only doing maybe like a third of it. I'm just going to punch that out. And we have this nice little V for our little box. All right, we are ready to assemble. All right, so I'm going to use my tear and tape. I'm going to apply a long piece of tear and tape right against this 1/2 inch strip here. This is the one we notched out of. I'm going to flip it over and add a little piece to the front of our box. This is the one that we took that little chunk out of right here. And then on the lid of our box, I'm just going to add a couple pieces on that 1/2 inch, or not that 1/2 inch. This is a 1 inch piece right here. So this is going to be the longer front of our box. This is the part that's going to be adhered. Okay, take your pick tool, peel off the backings, and this is going to just line up front to back, just like this. Okay, there we go. Now we're just going to fold in our little end pieces there, those little tiny squares. Peel off that front piece. Oh, I think I peeled off the whole adhesive there. Hello. Make sure that's nice and adhered down. Okay, play nice, please. Okay, there we go. If you have any glue hanging over, just fold it back. This will just get folded in just like that. All right. Now we're just going to add our lid piece. So just peel off those backings. This score line is going to line up with this cut edge here. So just kind of finagle that in there. And because we trimmed those sides there, it should just slide right in. Just like that. Perfect. So now we have our little box. Isn't that cute? So let's fill it up with our pencils. These pencils I got at Walmart in the school supply section. They come in a 12 pack, so you can make 3 little boxes with this. I'm just going to slide those pencils right in, and it'll adhere down. Isn't that cute? All right, now let's get our little sheep on here. I don't want to close the box completely, or I don't want to adhere it down, so I'm just going to put a couple of dimensionals right up to where that lid comes, and then I'm just going to put a couple more below it. And we're going to adhere this little sheep tag on the front. Now you don't want to go too high. The higher you go, the more you're going to have to bend your lid to get in. So I'm only going to go maybe about 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch above those dimensionals. Just like that. And that way the lid will pop out easily, but this piece will hold it all down. All right, just a couple more steps and then we're done. A little glue down here for our final star. Use my take your pick tool, just adhere that down. And then to finish it off, we're going to use some ribbon. This ribbon is from our Flowers for Every Season ribbon pack. I love this ribbon. Okay, can't tie it on the spool, cut it off. And we're just going to tie like a big fluffy bow on this. Hopefully. I hate tying ribbon on camera. All right, not so bad. I'll finagle that a little bit more later, but you can trim your ends if you need to, but you have a nice big fluffy bow there. And you have your little pencil box. Isn't that cute? I think this would be a great gift for like teachers or maybe just kids going back to school. Just need that little extra encouragement. All right, so that is our Sale-a-Bration Sunday box for today, featuring the counting sheep stamp set and the sheep dies. Now, if you really like this project, if you are considering joining Stampin' Up and you want to join my team, remember that starter kit is only $99. You get to choose 125 in product, plus you're going to get a free bundle. So let me show you what your sample starter kit might look like if you wanted to kind of recreate this project. So In the starter kit sampler for today, I have the mini cut and emboss machine that we used. This is one of my absolute favorite tools. I have the Give It a Whirl dies. Now I told you these were fantastic dies to have in your staple, and if you get them in your starter kit, you can just maximize those savings in there. They're just fantastic. I love these dies. I reach for them all the time just for little shapes, whatever. They are fantastic. So these are in there too. I also have that beautiful ombre specialty paper. This is glittered paper that we made our clouds and our stars with, and there's also some purple and red in there. It's beautiful, beautiful paper, some of my favorites. I've also thrown in some water painters and then of course some dimensionals. So this is 125 in product with the mini cut and emboss machine, the paper, the dies, the water painters, and the dimensionals. So you can get this in your starter kit, and then you'd also get to choose a free bundle. I don't have one of those handy. I forgot to grab one of those, but I think I would choose, they are all so good. Maybe the Sweet Little Stockings. That's a great one. It has a great label that would also work great with this little project. So if you have any questions, please let me know. If you do need to order any supplies, please head to my online store. Use this host code. If you want to join my team, I'd love to talk to you more about that. You can message me or email me. And if you're watching this on Facebook, I'd love it if you shared it with your friends. If you're on YouTube, please like and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you guys next Sunday. Next Sunday, we are using my favorite DSP. Can you guys guess what it is? It is the penguin DSP. We're going to make this box. It is so cute. I have been wanting to make this box for weeks. It's actually been done, sitting on my desk for weeks, and we're going to do it next week. I'm so excited. I will also be live in my business page on Wednesday. Make sure you check my Facebook page on Tuesday because I may have to start changing the time for Wednesday because my son gets off the bus right when I go live and somebody has to be at the bus stop to pick him up. So 3 o'clock is not going to work anymore for me, so I will be changing the time, but I'll let you guys know that next week in my group or in my page. So have a great rest of your weekend, and I will see you guys next week for another Celebration Sunday. Bye.